Okay, so question 2 says the polynomial p is a function of x. The graph of p has 4 zeros at -9, 1/4, 0, and -11. Select all the expressions that could represent p. So that means that you could potentially have more than one right answer, so you need to make sure you get all of them. So there's two ways you could do it. You could either go through and solve all of these, but that would take a lot of time. And remember, we're trying to get more time efficient because we're trying to get ready for that SAT. So we want to come up with a smarter way to do it. So one way that we could do it is that if we have -9 as one of our zeros, that means that we must have had x plus 9 as one of our linear terms down here. That's because when I set x plus 9 equal to 0, I would get x equals -9 when I solve that, which is why this is -9. So I know that I have to have x plus 9. So that means I can eliminate this one because it says x minus 9. This has x plus 9, this has x plus 9, this has x plus 9, this has x plus 9. So those four are still in the running. The next easiest one is this -11. If it says -11, that must have been that this was x plus 11, because when I set this equal to 0, I get x equals -11, which is why it ended up being -11. So I must have x plus 11. This one has x minus 11, so this one's now gone. This has x minus 11, so this one's now gone. This one has x minus 11, so this one's now gone. So now this one is the only option that we have left. So most likely it's going to be the right answer, but let's just double check that it's not none of these. So we took care of the -9 and we took care of the -11. So now let's see, 7x. We need this term 7x to equal 0. So if I have 7x equals 0, that means I would divide by 7 and x would equal 0. So that's where they got the 0 from. So this part here is where they got this 0 from. So the 7x. So technically, if this wasn't out of the running, that would be okay too if you just had an x or a -7x. These would all still go in the running if they weren't eliminated because of the 11. And then the 1/4. So this is where we have to be careful. The 1/4, it's not just x minus 1/4. That is an option, but then there's also this option too, because if you solve this one, 4x minus 1, and it's supposed to equal 0 because this is saying that it's a 0. That's what this says, a 4 zeros so it equals 0. When I solve this one, like I'm back in algebra 1, I get x equals 1/4. So that's where it came from. So that's where that 1/4 came from. Now, the only thing that you might be wondering, well, this says squared, where does that appear up here? Remember, that just means that that one term is actually listed twice. So we have x plus 11 twice. That's not going to change that -11 is one of the zeros. That just means that it's going to hit it twice. And when we graph it, it's going to bounce off of it and keep going. So it doesn't give us an extra 0. It's still -11, even though it says it's twice. All right, so the correct answer for this one is E. So one answer is okay, even if it says select all, but don't only look for one on the test.